Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Fantasy Grounds Unity from the ground up. And in our last episode, we talked about the mod map parcel, I think it was called. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the one that I was thinking was part of map parcel, but is actually another one. It's called NPC Random Treasure Drops. You can find it on the DM's Guild. Um, the person that develops it is Troy Monteith. Monteith. I don't know. Troy there, and he's actually kind of part of the collaborators for Rob 2E. This one is a bit more expensive. I thought that was going to take me somewhere because I clicked it. As you can see, it's $10. I ended up getting this in part of a bundle around Christmas and stuff. So um, you might want to hang off and just wait and see if it goes down or if it's in part of a bundle that you can complete or something like that. But anyway, it is both a mod and an extension. And if we come in here, we can see that what it does is it adds conditions to tables to roll when looting NPCs with specific names, CRs, ACs, HPs, actions, traits, speeds, types, or ability scores. It adds random treasure parcels as well as buttons on the combat tracker, NPCs, and encounters to generate treasure to create random treasure parcels. This extension is best enjoyed with, but not limited to, uh, or not limited by the Dungeon Master's Guide and Player's Handbook modules for use of their items and tables. New items, he also includes his own new items that are kind of homebrew just to give you a taste. You do not have to use them, it's completely optional. The module is in this package provides homebrewed item stuff. Oh, okay, just what he was saying right there. There's also spell components to provide for your spellcasters, materials needed. New tables give you freedom to get into the game. Mundane items and spell components are used by the extension when looting humanoids or spellcasters. Get out the treasure hoard, start spreading the wealth. See video below. So anyway, this is it. Like I said, $10 might be a little more expensive than you'll want to spend on it, but you can always find deals on things like this, and sometimes they'll be in a bundle. Troy also has various other things. One, I have all of them except for one. I do not have this Fantasy Grounds random spellbook generator. It's only $5, but as you can see, he has a NPC maker, random encounter generator, this one, and then automatic record links. If you're interested in knowing what those things are, let me know and I will make a video about it. But most of his things are like $10, so there is that. All right, so let's go ahead. So basically, as you can see in this, we only have the NPC random treasure drops, which is the one that we're going to look at. The one we looked at last time was actually up top here called what was it called? Map parcel? I thought I just saw it right there, map parcel. So these two can run together. In fact, in one of my campaigns, I actually do have them running together. They do different things, and they do it in a different enough way that they're not going to uh, interfere with each other. So I don't need this one open anymore. I just wanted to show you this is what it'll show up as is NPC random treasure drops. And let's go into our, for those of you who don't know, basically what you'll end up doing is going to your Fantasy Grounds data folder. There you will find the extensions, which is this one right here, NPC random drops. There's also a module, as I said, which will be this one right here. So let's go ahead into Fantasy Grounds, and I think I still need to load the actual module. I'm not sure. So let's go to modules real quick. Lots of Rob Tui stuff. RANDOM. Alright, so we want this one. Alright, so now that we have that loaded, if you come in here, it will give you the information on it, you know, how to use it in the combat tracker, encounters, NPCs, the parcels, the different tables. Like he said, he actually created many tables, 3 types. There's the mundane items, which are, you know, just that, mundane items. There's spell components, so like if you're killing a spellcaster, it will automatically, you know, grab random components that are for spells. And then there's the individual treasure, which will do money and stuff like that, treasure parcels. There we go, this one, the NPC treasure drops. So you can look at all that stuff, but then also these are his custom items that he added himself, such as, you know, dragon scale. So you can say here that you want to use this. It can be crafted into plate armor or acid resistance, you know, something like that. Or I thought there was something else. Oh, Spellguard shield. So there's items he has. Then here are all the different parcels he actually created. So like if it's Acolyte here, you can see that they have a club. We'll go into that in just a second. We're not going to do that one right there. Here's his actual treasure. Oops, that's the one I just did. The story is basically kind of the same stuff that's in the reference manual. And then we actually have the tables themselves. It's kind of a weird table. It's just what type of thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in and look at it. So one of the things that I was hung up on my last video on the map parcels was there is a new loot button. Now this loot button will actually show up both on the combat tracker right here. It'll show up on NPCs. If we click on, say, the orc right here, and you'll notice we do not have the inventory tab. That's where it's kind of different. The map parcel actually will treat your NPC as kind of like that treasure chest that we did, so people will be able to actually loot it. You can drag the money and all that fun stuff in there. This, as I was stating in my last video, will simply, when I click on it, it will parse the data here. And so this, for example, will give him hide armor because he has armor. If it's natural armor, it won't give him any armor. And then you can see he has a great axe and a javelin. Now, if these are like parentheses and stuff like that, I think he said it ignores those. Let's just create a loot real quick and just show you what we mean. So here you can see we created orc loot here. This is not yet given to the party, but you can see there's the great axe, there's javelin, there's the hide armor. If we wanted to give him, say, 10 gold pieces, we could go ahead and do that. And then once we click generate, you'll actually see that, there we go, it created that. It grabs some extra random stuff, a piton, a pole, a reliquary, can't say that. A key, you know, just some random mundane items, and that's because this guy is not a caster. Now if we do it with a caster, it will actually grab other things, and you'll see that even though we maybe click this a second time, it will create a completely different one, different amounts of things. Now we have ball bearings, so you just get this kind of randomness of it. Of course you do get the great axe, the hide. Now I also mentioned in my last video that I think it marks it as broken. That was actually another mod I'm thinking of that does that. Lots of mods. I believe you can actually stick values in here, like you could say 2d10. I think that's what you can do in here. Let's just double check that. Yeah, so there we go. We got 12 there. We got 3. So, you know, you can actually make it so it's a little bit more random. Now, if we go into our parcels, we'll see we've created all these new parcels, which are the ones that we actually generated, but we also have this new button here called Random Treasure Parcels. Now, what this does is actually gives you another little window that's actually called Random Treasure Parcels, and this in this case is all the things that he's actually done. Remember, we were talking about those things. Let's see, is uncategorized will show our orc and our acolyte. Now, if we go do an acolyte, for example, and we click loot on him, we got nothing that time. I'm not sure why. I might have to look into that. I wonder. Let's go look at all real quick and look under his acolyte. So this one has a club. Is it because he doesn't have anything on him? Armor. He doesn't have any armor. He did have a club. I'm not sure why I didn't grab that. But if we go ahead and click on this acolyte, this one I guess is broken. I think that's one I just created from an NPC. But if we click on this one, you'll see that we also get some different things that might be for a spell component. I don't know if this actually mentions a spell component. Midnight Tears. Silver Spoon seems. Yes, there you go. So it's a spell component. So it's really a nice little mod. Now, the reason I was saying this doesn't interfere with the other one is because this just generates the parcel, and if we go click on that parcel again, then we can just simply add it to the party inventory. So where the other one is, it creates a lootable object and they can choose what they want, drag and drop and stuff like that. In this case, they actually just get everything. So if we go into our party sheet, I'm not sure if anything's in here for inventory, but then what we could do is, you know, if we said that I don't know, let's say 2d10 times, oops, it's not typing because it's locked. So let's see if we can do this, 2d10 and maybe times 2. No, this is not the one we actually generate. This is the one the other one was the one we generate. This had club on it. So if we click on add to party inventory, we can go ahead and add some gold. Let's just add maybe 32 gold, 28 copper, and 15 silver. Then we can go ahead and lock it. Go ahead and add it to party, and you'll see it automatically adds everything. Once again, this kind of acts the same way. This is where your players can actually drag and drop things from character. Well, they can't drop it back in, I don't think. I don't know if I've ever tried that. But that's a default thing. But then you can assign it out to the characters. I don't think this will work because we don't actually have any any characters. So if we tried doing that, it's not going to do anything. We can sell this stuff. This is all the standard stuff we've seen before. But anyway, so that's what I was talking about. Now, another really cool thing you can do with this, for example, if we go back to our NPCs here, great. Let's go ahead and do we have the... Let's just go to all real quick and let's grab just a couple more NPCs. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm not 100% sure it is. Let's take an assassin real quick. And maybe, what if we take a dragon? Let's take an adult red dragon. So if we go back into uncategorized, now we have these things. So if we bring these into our sheet here, And we have the orc. We need the assassin. So another thing is, if you're doing a combat and stuff, and you know the NPCs don't kill everyone, some of them get away, like the red dragon maybe flies away. You can change what ones you're generating loot for. So this will actually go and look at each of these character sheets, basically, and get that information for what the loot is. Now, because it says dead foes and none of these guys are dead, clicking this will generate an error and nothing else. As you can see, we got nothing in there. Other than the assassin was showing something. Was that something from something else? So if we said we killed the orc, let's knock him to death, and maybe the dragon. So now if we do loot dead foes, we actually can see we got a dragon fang, dragon tooth. We got stuff from those different guys. It even generated some random loot there as far as money goes. So kind of nice there. You can also, like, if they are, you know, they kill these two but they capture this guy, they can actually include him in the loot. And now you'll see we actually get even more stuff, including stuff from that guy. Looks like we still got 15. Was it 15 before? Yeah, that might actually be coded. Oh, that was in the orc, wasn't it? Didn't we set his loot to, yeah, 2d10? So anyway, I think that kind of covers it. I think there's some other features of this that are kind of nice, but a little more complex as far as to going into. If you want to go look at the different tables it comes with, whoops, I double clicked that. Like I said, there's the mundane. I guess we could just do mundane like that. And you can see there's a mundane item. So this is what it is actually doing. It is rolling on this table to just get the random first stuff. Goes all the way up to a 400. If it gets 208 to 250, then it will roll on random utensils and personal items. 251 to 300, it will do books, scrolls, and tomes. And 301 to 400, it will do spell components table. Other than that, it will just grab all this different random stuff. These are just your mundane items. And the way it works, if I'm remembering right, it will roll on this table a random amount of times, basically. So if I understand it right, if you have a caster, it will take whatever their intelligence score is, divide it by 3, and that's how many times it will randomly. For example, if it's 15, it'll roll 3 because, well, 3 goes in 15 3 times. So or wait, no, 5. What am I thinking? It'll roll 5 times. Sorry, can't do the math right now. So anyway, it'll roll it on 5 times. It'll roll 5 items from that table. Or actually, sorry, that's a lie. It'll roll a 1d5, and that number is how many times it'll roll on the table. If it's just a regular character that's not a caster, then it uses a strength, and I believe it takes the strength score and I think it divides it in half. So it divides it by 2. So if you have a 10, then once again you're going to roll on 5, and it'll roll on the mundane. Now, the intelligence ones that I was just talking about actually rolls on the spell components. So if we go here and we go to spell components table, and here's where it got all those things. The other thing it can roll on is called the individual treasure table, and that is based off of like CRs and stuff like that. So it'll actually look at the character CR and kind of come up with values from that. So if we go INDIV, so we have these ones, which are your individual Wait, is this? Yeah, I think this is it. So if we make this bigger, we can actually see. So CR00 to CR04 will roll on this table, and it will, you know, if it rolls here, it will do 46 silver pieces, electrum pieces, so on and so forth. And then, of course, higher ratings, you'll get higher values from them. So I think that pretty much covers it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. This was the mod I was talking about, though, that is really cool, that adds that. It also will do this for encounters. I forgot almost to mention that. So if we have an encounter here with... dun, dun, dun. I'm wondering if these are just one things. I don't know, let's check Desert Scout. So if we have Desert Scout here, we can actually click the loot button down here, and once again it will try and do the same thing. If we have an encounter with multiple things, it will go for each of those things. So if we have a scout and then various other things, I wonder if I have any good examples. I do not think I do off the top of my head. One other thing I wanted to mention that I just barely remembered too, as far as this goes, you'll notice it says all foes or dead foes. They do have to have a red skull. So if you have a yellow skull or the blue skull, that will not generate any loot for those. Or if it's blue, it does have to be a hostile against your character. So I think that's about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Look at all these parcels now. You generate parcels so quick. Leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, did I already say that? Yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And let's just grow this channel. I know I've been saying this recently. I'm going to leave those. But be really great. Grow this channel. Tell everyone you know about it. Have them check it out. If they like it, they can sub, and we'll just grow it. That's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.